Hello students, today we shall discuss the remaining part of the story, The Cop and the Anthem. We have already discussed a lot about Soapy. He wanted to get arrested, and for that he did wrong things. He tried many times. He wanted to enter luxurious cafe, but he was kicked out of that cafe by head waiter. He threw stone towards the glass window and broken it. Again he was not caught by the police. He went into an ordinary restaurant. There he enjoyed a lot of food and he told the waiter that he had no money to pay bill. Head waiter threw him out of the restaurant. Then he saw the policeman and started shouting like a drunken man. But policeman did not arrest him, thinking that he was a student from Yale University who was enjoying or celebrating the victory over the Hartford College in the competition. Then he had stolen the silk umbrella of a man, but again he was not arrested by the police. He tried many times because he wanted to get arrested. He wanted to go into the prison to save himself, to protect himself from the severe cold of winter. But every time his plan was failed. Let us read the story further and try to understand what happened with Soapy. Soapy walked eastward through a street damaged by improvements. He hurled the umbrella angrily into an excavation. Excavation म्हणजे खोदलेलं. Soapy was angry, he was upset, he was sad because his plan was not working. And so actually he did not want the umbrella, but he took it and he threw it into the excavation. He muttered against the men who wear helmets and carry clubs. He was angry and he muttered against the men who wear helmets and carry clubs. Wear helmets and carry clubs means policemen. Because he wanted to fall into their clutches. Why he was angry towards police, towards cop? Because he wanted to get into their clutches and they seemed to regard him as a king who could do nothing wrong. आणि ते असं बिहेव करत होते, ते त्याला अरेस्टच करत नव्हते, जणू काही तो राजा आहे. अशी म्हण आहे की किंग्स डू नो रॉंग, राजा कधी चुकीचं नसतो, जणू काही तो तसाच प्रकारचा आहे असं त्यांचं बिहेवियर होतं. आणि म्हणून त्याला कोणाचा राग येत होता? पोलिसांचा. At length, Soapy reached one of the avenues to the east where the glitter and turmoil was but faint. He dragged himself toward Madison Square. We know that he lived in the park bench. Park was his home and so he lived there on the bench. So he wanted to go there. Madison Square, for the homing instinct survives even when the home is a park bench. What was his home? His home was a park bench. but on an unusual quiet corner. But at the corner, Soapy saw the church. Soapy came to a standstill and he stopped there. Here was an old church. He saw an old church, quaint and rambling and gabbled. How was the church? Church was the words used here to describe the church. Quaint. Quaint means attractive. Rambling means spread. It means that the church was built very attractive. It was very attractive church. It was very big, and so he stopped there. Through one violet stained window, he saw a light. He saw a light. Soft light glowed where no doubt the organist loitered over the keys. Here he heard the music, sweet, melodious notes of the music. He realized that some organist was playing over the keys. कोणीतरी काहीतरी वाद्य वाजवत होतं आणि तो म्युझिक कसं होतं, अतिशय सुंदर अशा प्रकारचं म्युझिक होतं. The organist loitered over the keys, making sure of his mastery of the coming Sabbath anthem. Sabbath is a festival, Christian festival, and that organist wanted to play the song, play that music, anthem. The specific meaning of the anthem is the song of hope, the song of contentment. सुंदर अशा भावभावनांचं ते गीत. As we know, our national anthem, जनगण मन is our national anthem. So here that person was practicing the anthem he wanted to play on the Sabbath day. For there drifted out to Soapy's ears sweet music. Soapy heard that sweet music that caught and held him transfixed, and he has forgotten everything. He stood there quietly listening the sweet melodious notes of that song. ते सुंदर गीत तो ऐकत उभं राहिला. The Soapy's ears sweet music that caught and held him transfixed against the convulsions of the iron fence. He didn't realize when he crossed the fencing and he went inside the churchyard. The moon was above, full and radiant. For the first time, the positive thoughts came in Soapy's mind. पॉझिटिव्ह विचार, सकारात्मक विचार त्याच्या मनात यायला लागले. द ॲटमॉस्फिअर वॉज व्हेरी क्वाइट देअर इन द चर्च. अतिशय शांत असं वातावरण होतं. द मून वॉज अबाव, फुल अँड रॅडियंट. Vehicles and pedestrians were few. The traffic was few. Sparrows twittered sleepily in the eaves. Or a little while the scene might have been a country churchyard. The atmosphere of that churchyard was very calm and quiet. The traffic slowed down. There was no traffic. And so the atmosphere was very peaceful. And the anthem that the organist played cemented Soapy to the iron fence, glued Soapy to the iron fence. The music ऐकून, sweet melodious notes of that music he heard and he cemented there. तो तिथेच थांबून राहिला. To the iron fence, for he had known it well in the days when his life contained such things. When he heard the sweet melodious musical notes, he remembered the old days, his earlier life, sweet memories of earlier life. त्याला आधीचं पूर्वीचे दिवस आठवले, कारण we know that by birth nobody is criminal and Soapy also was not criminal by birth. जन्मापासून काही कोणी गुन्हेगार नसतं, परिस्थितीमुळे सोपी गुन्हेगार झाला होता आणि त्याला आठवले होते पूर्वीचे दिवस. Contained such things as mothers and roses and ambitions and friends. हे सगळं त्याला छान छान आठवायला लागलं की तेव्हा आई होती, रोजेस म्हणजे गार्डन वगैरे अशा गोष्टी होत्या, ॲम्बिशन म्हणजे महत्त्वाकांक्षा होती, अँड फ्रेंड्स अँड इमॅक्युलेट थॉट्स अँड कॉलर्स. ऑल गुड थॉट्स, ऑल क्लीन थॉट्स came in his mind. We know that throughout the story Soapy did wrong things, but now he remembered all good things, all clean thoughts. The conjunction of Soapy's receptive state of mind and the influences about the old church brought a sudden and wonderful change, and there was sudden change in the mind of Soapy. Up to this event, before coming to the churchyard, he was thinking negatively. He wanted to do wrong things to get arrested. आपल्याला पोलिसांनी पकडावं आणि तुरुंगात टाकावं याच्यासाठी तो अनेक उचापत्या करत होता, अनेक वाईट गोष्टी करत होता. पण चर्चयार्डमध्ये तो आला and there was sudden change and he started thinking about all good things in life. आयुष्यातल्या सगळ्या चांगल्या गोष्टीचा तो विचार करायला लागला. The conjunction of Soapy's receptive state of mind and the influence about the old church brought a sudden, he was influenced by the musical, sweet music of the anthem, brought a sudden and wonderful change in his soul. He viewed with rising horror the pit into which he had tumbled, and now he realized, he felt fear. त्याला भीती वाटली, अरे आपण काय करत होतो, किती वाईट गोष्टी, किती चुकीच्या करत होतो. आणि याच्यानं हे जेव्हा त्याला आठवलं तेव्हा he felt fear. He was horrified on the thought what he was doing. काय आपण हे करत होतो वाईट गोष्टी. The dragged days, unworthy desires, dead hopes, wrecked faculties and base motives. He realized that what he was doing, it was wrong, it was useless. That made up his existence. एक्झिस्टन्स म्हणजे अस्तित्व. आपलं अस्तित्व किती वाईट गोष्टीत आपण एंगेज झालो होतो असं त्याला वाटायला लागलं. And also in a moment his heart responded thrillingly to this strange mood. A strong impulse moved him. From the bottom of his heart he realized his mistake and he wanted to change himself. A strong impulse moved him to battle with his desperate fact. He would pull himself out of the mire and would make a man of himself. He realized his mistake and from the bottom of heart he decided to change himself, and for that he was ready to work very, very hard. He wanted to make a man of himself. Here the meaning of the word man is he wanted to become a good man. एक चांगला माणूस व्हायचं त्यानं ठरवलं. He would conquer the evil. जे काही वाईट, evil means bad, wrong. Whatever he was doing wrong, he decided to conquer. ते सोडून द्यायचं, त्याच्यावरती विजय मिळवायचा, त्याचा वाईट गोष्टींचा पराभव करायचा. कॉन्कर म्हणजे पराभव करणे. कॉन्कर द इव्हिल दॅट हॅड एन्स्लेव्ड हिम. ज्या वाईट गोष्टींचा तो गुलाम झाला होता ते सोडून द्यायचं. ही डिसाइडेड टू लिव्ह ऑल बॅड थिंग्स all wrong things. There was time, he was young yet. He realized that there was a time, he was young yet. He would resurrect his old eager ambitions. The old days, he remembered his ambitions, he remembered he wanted to become good man and pursue them without faltering. Without faltering means losing strength. He would try till he would get success in good things. चांगल्या गोष्टी करण्यासाठी किती का प्रयत्न करावे लागेनात, पण ते करायचे असा तो निश्चय करतो. Those solemn but sweet organ notes had set up a revolution. Revolution म्हणजे क्रांती, complete change. पूर्ण त्याच्यामध्ये बदल झाला. कशामुळे झाला? The sweet melodious music of the anthem. Those solemn but sweet organ notes had set up a revolution in him. Tomorrow he would go into the roaring downtown district and find work. And he wanted to find work. And then he remembered that a fur importer had once offered him a place as a driver. He remembered that. And so he wanted to go to that man, he wanted to visit that man who offered him the job of a driver. कोणत्या जॉब ऑफर केलेला असतो त्याला? ड्रायव्हरचा. He would be somebody in the world. He would be somebody in the world. As Soapy was thinking about all good things, Soapy decided to leave that criminal life. Soapy decided to stop doing all bad things, all wrong things. He realized his mistake and he decided to become a good man. Such thoughts, good thoughts were lingering in his mind, and just then policeman came there. He realized that somebody caught his arm. Soapy felt a hand laid on arm. कोणीतरी आपला दंड पकडला आहे त्याच्या लक्षात आलं. He looked quickly around into the impassive face of a policeman, and as he turned, he realized that he saw the policeman. He saw a policeman. What are you doing here? Asked the officer. Why you have crossed the fencing? What are you doing here? Policeman thought that he was lingering there for some bad purpose. पोलिसाला असं वाटलं की तो काहीतरी वाईट उद्देशाने तिथे रेंगाळतोय. What are you doing here? Asked the officer. Nothing, said Soapy. Then come along. And here policeman arrested Soapy. 3 months on the island, and he was punished by the magistrate in the पोलीस कोर्टानं त्याला काय सुनावलं? शिक्षा सुनावली. आणि काय शिक्षा होती? 3 months on the island. Actually, in the whole story, he tried many times to get arrested. But at one point, there was a twist. He heard the sweet melodious song in the church, the anthem in the church, and he decided to change himself. But he was arrested. At that moment, he was arrested by the police and he was punished. He was given a sentence. He was punished 3 months on the island and he was sent into the prison. This is what about Soapy. In this way, the story is over. Well, goodbye. Have a nice day.